So thank you very much for being here with us. This talk, we will not make it very long because I know that you have to be in the theater tonight for the second presentation of 5 days in March, which is the third time that you are present in Lisbon and that you're present in the festival. And ironically, this is the oldest performance of these three in a certain sense, because it's a recreation of a piece that is 15 years old.
Right.
Yeah. Would you maybe talk a bit about why you decided to recreate the piece, and in how far it is the recreation is a new object, or is how it relates to the original performance?
Yes. Yeah. At first, thank you for coming. Thank you for being interested in discussion today. Thank you. And yes. As Thomas mentioned, when I wrote the text of 5 days in March in 2004, because this story is about when Iraq War happened. Iraq War started. That happened. It was in 2003. And right after the event, the beginning of the Iraq War happened, I found that I was interested in making something around the Iraq War, so I started to write. And the original version was premiered in the next year, 2004. At that moment, the performing display, display was performed in almost contemporary at what the play was.
Yes, you mean
the play was
almost at the same moment as the war.
In a way, including me, the actors.
Yes.
Could be the same as the same generation as the characters on the play. Okay. But now the recreated version, it was different. Because now the actors of this version were much younger than me, so much younger than the characters.
They're younger than the characters also.
Much younger than characters, because all of them actors in their 20s now. So it's interesting for me. Because they ran the event of the Iraqi War in kind of a textbook of history when he was a junior high school student or a high school student. But of course I didn't. So but it's very big difference. So I mean, they have to act the characters much older. They much older than how they are.
Yes.
But in general, the theater is that's very usual thing in theater.
Yes. That you don't act the same a character that is your age. That's quite normal.
So the original version of the 5 days in March, it's even unusual in general in theater. So I happen to be interested in what's happened if I recreate in the 5 days in March. It means the 5 days in the play of 5 days in March. What would be done in general way of theater.
Okay.
So Yeah.
So do you mean
yeah.
that do I understand it right that you say that when it was created, it was a quite unusual situation because both you and the actors were the same
Yes,
gender
yes.
with the same
Yeah,
age,
yeah, yeah,
coinciding
yeah.
with the characters that appear in the play, and the time frame of the creation of the
yeah.
play was very close to the time frame
Yeah,
of
yeah,
what's
yes.
happening in the
Right,
play.
right, you're right.
So there is a sort of a touchline between concrete reality and performance. Yeah, in that now you almost take a sort of a classical distance
Yeah. Yes.
and look at it as at a theater play, which could have been a play by Anton Chekhov also, or I mean, it could be a
that's
repertoire play in that sense.
Yeah, that's true. So, and my another interest is that if we show the 5 days in March, that perform what the people can think by seeing this play. I think it could be different from just the memory of what you did when it will happen. Yeah. So that's in as I said, it's classical theater did.
Okay.
When we see that classical one, for example, the one of Chekhov's one, the Cherry Orchard, for example.
Yeah.
When I read the play, right after Fukushima incident happened, the play seems to me almost the story about the Fukushima incident, because at the story of Cherry Orchard is the story of the people who had to leave the place. You loved.
They end the play by leaving. Everybody's leaving.
But when I saw the performance of Cherry Orchard in Munich, by accident in last year, 2017, beginning of 2017, it made me thinking about how you can do this under the age of President Trump. Because it means that you had to. I mean, if you can change your way, or you have to keep your way still. It's the question. I think that all of us are questioned. This question.
The question.
Things like this. I think Chekhov is always great. Because whenever I read or see his play, it can make me think different, and all the time, the relationship of me and the Chekhov's play are all the contemporary all the time.
Do you think?
I'd like to. I'm interested in how my 5 days in March happened.
Yes. Do you think it could be because when it was created, you say it was directly about the because 5 days in March was the invasion, the American invasion, or the American-led invasion, because including Japan was one of the countries. No? So the relationship between play and context was very clear and very direct. Do you think that, as a parallel to what you say about Chekhov and about how repertoire works, in the sense that it is so strong because it creates these new references all the time. If you recreate 5 Days in March now, is it still about the Iraqi war, or is it about something else for you?
I had no idea. Yeah, but I was sure. I can say it's up to you, audience, and I think it's fine. It's okay. It's a theater. Yeah, yeah. To be honest, yeah, I had no idea, but somehow I was sure it could be something, even though I don't know what. So yeah, and yeah. In this world, all the time something crazy was happened, almost every day. Yeah, something new, crazy things was happened. So for example, even last night, even the performance last night and the performance tonight, could be even difference.
Sure.
Yeah, and of course it depends on individual.
Yes, of course.
So I think it's okay for me to say, I don't know what happened.
Because afterwards I would like to go in a bit more into your language, the way your theater language, which is very specific. I don't think it's comparable to anybody else's work in the world. But before that, just the last thing about the recreation of 5 Days in March, in that sense. I remember reading an interview with you where you speak about the difference in generation between the young people, very young people who are now the actors of this play, and those who were young people, maybe a bit less young, but still young people 15 years ago, about a change of mind in Japanese society and in young people, and how Fukushima has played a very important role in that. Do I get this wrong?
Yeah. I don't have a very specific perspective about it. But in a way, the plan of 5 Days in March that describe the Japanese young people who are, in a way, who are struggling in the finding the connection to the what happened in this world, or what happened in this society, in their society. I mean they are struggling in the being conscious to politics. Unfortunately, I think the situation is still the same as now, still. So in a way, our actors, they are in their 20s, for them it was not that hard to understand what the characters is thinking the things, social things, why they are struggling in, their kind of apathy. When the great earthquake in east part of Japan and the consequent Fukushima incident happened, I thought this kind of apathy atmosphere in the society of Japan had to be changed. Otherwise, but it didn't happen. From my point of view. But somehow it could work too. Our creation.
Okay. Making a switch to the kind of language, the kind of theater you make, which we've been lucky in Lisbon. We've been lucky in Lisbon to have seen like 3 performances where you see on one side a very clear language. It's very identifiable, or easy to identify. On the other hand, I think there are big differences between the performances. I think it's a language, and then if I think of other performances that I've seen but that were not here, so there is a basis to it, but it's also shifting. In how far, maybe first can you explain a bit what is the base for this language, and in how far spoken word and body are dissociated? And then maybe the second part after that, in how far this language for you has changed, and how it is to go back to an earlier stage of your own language of 15 years ago.
Okay. Can I start at the second one?
Yes.
Because the biggest reason is that I was young, 15 years ago.
Yes.
So the language that, which is used in 5 days in March, is a kind of colloquial language. The young people speaking. So I was one of them. 15 years ago, but now I'm not. So of course I had to. Now I'm kind of hesitating, to the writing this way, because now I'm not part of them. But I'm still interested in using the kind of colloquial languages.
When I mean language, I do not only refer to the language of writing, but also the theatrical language, which also includes.
Of course. In your first question, basis. Sometimes I make demanding one. Demanding mean a serious one. Ask audience for concentration, or contemplating the mind. I mean, it's demanding piece of mine. And on the other hand, sometimes I like to make kind of easy pieces to see. That in comparison with the demanding one. But whichever I'm doing, the basis is the same. The basis is if I say it in one word, I always say it imagination. In the process of rehearsal, I'm always asking actors and discussing with actors about the imagination. What kind of imagination you have? What kind of how the imagination you have develop? Because I believe I believe the interesting way of having relationship of movement and language, spoken languages, that could be bridged by imagination. So that when you have some imagination, you can produce some spoken languages from imagination, and of course your movement is also coming from imagination.
Yes.
So one example is what I always am doing in the workshop I'm facilitating. I'm always asking the participant to explain the house you are living or you used to.
The house you live in.
Yeah. So of course it is not that hard for you to explain your house. Because for example, you can say that there is the entrance and there is a hallway, and on the right side there is a bathroom, blah blah blah. So that when you are doing like this, that you can move like this almost spontaneously. Because when you have some imagination about your house, you can move like this, and as well as describing your house. The point is that I think the movement and the language don't have the direct relationship. The relationship is indirect, via imagination. That's the point for me.
It's a different level of imagination.
When I mean imagination could be something condition for the movements or spoken language to be generated.
Okay.
I ask actors to build the imagination, to speak lines or to produce some movements. So that I don't like to see the actor moving, which seems to come from what they're speaking.
Okay.
It's boring for me. Because in this case, the movement don't have any different information from the spoken lines.
But is it a sort of a subtext? Does
it
movement
could be
a subtext to?
Yes. Or sometimes I like to say the movement is on a different track from the language track. So sometimes I say there are two different track. The text track, and imagination track or movement track.
Okay.
So that if I see some actors have only poor kind of imagination, I ask them to make them richer. Rich images mean, rich imaginations mean that if you have richer imagination, it can choreograph you. It can help you produce the interesting or interesting movements, almost in improvised way.
Yes, because that would be my immediate question. Does this imply that you give a great liberty to your actors? That that a lot comes from themselves, and a lot comes on the moment itself. Because if I see your performances, I always have the idea that it's very strictly choreographed. No?
No. I didn't ask them to move like this
Okay.
Yeah, I just asking them. Yeah, what I'm asking them is, to have imagination. So the almost of all movements of them, coming from themselves, coming from the imagination they are having. So that sometimes every night, they could be different.
Okay. And how do you work on that? I mean, what happens when you start rehearsing? What's first?
I always, for example, this time we have 7 actors. So every day in the beginning of rehearsal, they speaking something like everything okay. What happened yesterday, and everything. Some story that you experienced in your childhood. That everything is okay. And this story that could be done by the people next to you. So it could be kind of text.
Okay.
When I mean text, it is the something you don't know, something you don't experience. But it's theater. In theater, actors have to do it. It means the actors have to have imagination. You don't know, you never experience. But if you can have the imagination, you didn't experience actually. But you can have imagination.
Yes.
You can play a role. So speaking the someone's experience. It could be good lesson for you to.
For the other one.
For you to produce the imagination. It's very big difference when you describe your own house. Because it's much easier, of course.
Yeah. But let's say the first day of the rehearsal, meaning I understand what you say, that you work with the group, and so they exchange experiences to feed the imagination of the other. But do you have a text ready?
Yes.
Yes. So the text is there.
Especially this time, of course, it was written so far away. But the newest one, to be honest, mostly, I couldn't complete my text from the in the first day of rehearsal. But in the case of doing 5 days in March this time, we did do the reading rehearsal. The text reading,
Yes,
a lot, very hard. It was almost our first time to do it very hard. Before I didn't understand why we have to stick to the table for a long time. So almost from the beginning, I asked the actors, to be on the stage.
On the stage,
But now I was changed.
So you stay much more time around
because,
the table?
Because it's super important for actors to build the imagination. So after reading, we had a discussion. It helped. Now I know it, but I didn't before. In fact, from a couple of years before, I started to work with German actors in Munich. The Munich. The Stadt Theater. So that experience of working with them, I'm in their way, German way of making theater.
Which is starting with a text reading on the table. And
They had they spent a very long time. At the table. But now I totally like it. I totally understand. It was a big trigger, to change my mind.
They are you already said they are very young actors, so it's in that sense also. I don't believe you have worked with them before.
All of them was their first time to work with me.
So you did auditions to find this group. How different is that from working? Because from the plays I know from you before, is that you really have a group of actors around you with whom you work quite regularly. No?
I might be wrong, but the younger actors are much better than olders. In terms of acting in theater, because of my impression was that they because they are Japanese people. In comparison with European people, I don't know how Portuguese people are. But in general, the Japanese people are more hesitating to be proud in front of public.
Yes.
In this way, the younger people are much better than elder.
Because they're more less timid.
But my estimated reason sounds a bit boring because it's just for example, they are familiar with presenting themselves in Instagram things. I don't know if I'm right or not. But anyway, the 7 actors I'm working with, they are very good.
Fantastic. Does anybody has a question, a curiosity, or wants to share something?
Yes, I have a question.
Yes.
Will you continue to work with these artists on your next piece, or maybe with some other ones? Just curious.
Sorry.
If you will keep these actors with you?
Yes, some of them, yes, of course. And of course, now I'm thinking what's happened if they are mixed into some career actors.
I also have another question.
Yes.
How did you do these auditions for the actors? What, you just gave them the text and they just go there and they read?
In audition. In audition, I asked them several things. I had some, we had some steps of screening. In some steps, I did the workshop I mentioned, how to describe your house. And in another step, we just had interview. Or of course, I asked. In another step, I asked to read the text of display.
Okay.
And another question is, and are they all actors, or they do different things?
Pointed question. Some of them are not. yeah, there is one dancer, female.
Okay.
Yeah, and another actress. Actress in this production is not the actress. She is now studying in visual arts. So she's very ambitious about the being the visual artist. But she is not thinking about being actress.
Okay.
Mm.
Nice.
Thank you so much, Toshiki.
Thank you
Thank
for
you very
your
much for this
patience
conversation.
to-
It's great.
for my languages.
No, it's perfect. It's really. I know.
Yeah.
I have a question.
Sure.
We saw your other play, I think 3 years ago, about the one in the 7-Eleven, about the ice cream.
Yeah.
It was very nice. We also been to Tokyo, Japan,
Uh-huh.
in, this March, past March. That's a coincidence about the month March.
And you stayed 5 days in Tokyo?
No. But
long.
we went to the Love Hotels area.
You
we went
saw
to
that.
Shibuya,
Yeah.
in Akihabara, and it was very nice to see those real references on the play.
Yeah.
Of the places we have been there. I also noticed that on the display of the ice cream on the 7-Eleven, the body movements were much more intense from the actors, much more exaggerated maybe. And my question is, it's a simple one. How did you first had the idea to implement that type of body movements, of body expression with the actors' play, with the actors' lines in your plays? What made you put that type of body movement on your plays?
Yeah. When I was in my 20s, I did some stage direction. Yeah, but I was still looking for something new for me. That when I saw how the people is using their bodies in their everyday life, I thought they were much more interesting than when I can see the actors' movement on the stage. So I was kind of jealous to everyday life's way movement. So that's a starting point for me to thinking about how I can bring this kind of everyday life's interesting moment onto the stage. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Well, I think we have to let Toshiki go to the theater.
Yeah,
Because
because
there's a place to do.
now I'm going to rehearse for a little.
So, but thank you very much for your presence.
Yeah,
thank you
for
all.
joining. Thank you very much.
And for those, I know that some of them have the luck to go and discover this work tonight. I mean, you have no idea how lucky you are that you will see this. It's such a beautiful play.
Thank
I
you
love
very
it.
much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.